So it'll be 3 big points to start off 2025 and a perfect way to bounce back from Boxing Day.
Yeah, perfect way to bounce back. Listen, I've been, having sleepless nights after that performance on Boxing Day. I'll say that our team have been magnificent for 24 games now, is it? And the Mikulova defeat you could accept, because when you look at the stats, each and every one of them, we had our best stats of the season, running, high intensity, and we set our standards. And my message is quite clear every time we take to the pitch. Everybody's cup final, everybody looks forward to playing Mac, and if we do not put in the yards and the hard work, we can get beat. The biggest leveler in football is when you don't run as much as you can. So when we looked at the stats against Leek, they were the better team, to be fair. But when you look at the stats and you digest it, I'm thinking, did I get the formation wrong? Should I have played Trey? There's so many things that go through your head. It's not about formations, it's about players. And those players, each and every one of them, you've seen today the 16 throughout the course of the season, the 22, 23 players you've used, have been absolutely magnificent. And there's a balance. Do you get carried away with being top of the league by 13 points? Or do you give them criticism because they've not put in a shift on Boxing Day? There's a balance. So when the stats come back, we ran high intensity, was half the distance. And that says to me that, on that particular day, we just went at it and the stats back that up. So the big thing to me today was, listen, whatever happens, I can accept losing at Mikulova when you run and you sprint and you cover distances with high intensity. But when your stats against League are half of what they've been, that says to me that we went right. So again, today, the message was, if our stats are up there in terms of running, because if you don't run, it's a leveller, because we got the better players, then you can get beat. League beat us deservedly so. Today, we ran and ran and ran, and the team was picked on that basis. You look at the energy in the team, you look at the goals, you look at Domani tracking back for the second, you look at the wide players sprinting back, you look at each and every player, and we were absolutely magnificent. Disappointed with the 2 goals. A throw in into his feet, turns, one pass, it can be stopped, and the second was a deflection, and fair play. Red shows a good player, got the goal. So, but the response after that was absolutely outstanding. Got to be more clinical. But I've said to him, every single game, a team of ours has to work hard, and if you work hard, you'll get your rewards. And Leek was the first time this season when I've come away thinking, did we put in every single ounce of effort? And the stats show we didn't. So today was a response. We needed it. There's massive pressure on this football club. And to be fair, questions were being asked of us for the first time. And to score 5 here against a very good side, an energetic side, is a credit to that group in there.
Touch on your team selection. Obviously, with Rooney being under the weather today, Duff's played a little bit deeper in the 10, and as you mentioned, in the 8, sorry. And obviously his energy, was that magnificent. Part of the reason why he played? Yeah.
So there was decisions to make, and when you know the stats and when you know every single player at our football club, like I do, and nobody knows them better than me, I brought everyone to the football club. I know, what they do off the pitch, on the pitch, how they live their lives, and I look at every single detail. So we picked the team today, knowing that when Hyde come to us, how good they were and how brilliant they were, that it was going to be a tough game. And after seeing the stats against League, we needed energy. Rooney's been magnificent. He has been magnificent. Listen, he was driving into training on Tuesday with Duffs and James, and they had to turn the car around because he was throwing up everywhere. He's still struggling today, so he'll be a doubt for the weekend, but he has been magnificent, and somebody had to step up today to play the John role, dictate the play, get us playing, and Luke Duffy as a 6 was absolutely outstanding. The best player on the park, even though Danny Elliott got his hat-trick. Young James next to him was great, and Domani. So the 3 in there had energy, they had desire, as John does, as Danny Whitehead did when he come on, as all our 6s and 8s do and 10s. Alex Curran when he come on, great finish, set chances. So again, I can't be more pleased. We could have put Dawson in the middle of the park to start with, but when you've got statistically the 2 best centre-halves in the league, in Dawson and Mendy playing at the back, and the best goalkeeper and the best back 4 in the league, why change? So again, we changed later on because I think it was needed when they brought on the big centre forward, Dawson protect. So again, the changes worked again today. Looking back at the league game, would I have changed it? Yes, I probably would have. But the defeat didn't come from systems. Football's all about players. And if you don't run, that becomes a leveller when the best players don't run. Not because they don't want to, because our players always want to run. There was just something on that day which they couldn't get going. And the stats prove that up. But today, wow, what a performance. what a team, what desire, togetherness. And listen, we go again. We get them in tomorrow for a warm down. And we've got a tough game. Workshop are flying. They always won, they'll think, because they, on the opening day of the season, that was a massive win. And they're in a good run of form. So again, we dust ourselves down, recover, do everything correctly and professionally. Because as I've said, I could have a better night's sleep tonight. Because nobody knows more what's on the line for this football club than me. Nobody, the terms of the whole structure of the football club. So I can assure fans, when a minority are booing us off at home, when we've got Beak at home to league, but we're 13 points clear, I can guarantee everybody that me and my staff are looking at every single detail to try and get us points. And nobody hurts more than me and Rob. And, the fans are in knowing that trust us when we say that, and trust us when we go through every detail to pick the best team to win a game. It'll be a different team Saturday because they've got threats, but so have we. Two very good sides. Guys, they're a very good side. The league's wide open. Everybody says you'll win it. But Boxing Day was a proof that if we don't work as hard as anybody else, that's what can happen.
And obviously there was probably, nearly 300-400
more.
Fans, maybe more than that, travelled in the numbers on New Year's Day with many travel disruptions. They were brilliant again, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. And I said to the players and myself and my staff, we owe them a performance after Boxing Day, 4,500. We owe them as a collective. So whatever happens, go out there, work as hard as you possibly can. And if the result doesn't go our way, do you know what? We can look ourselves and say we give everything. And that's what we did. And they deserve that reward for our display on Boxing Day. But today, the players have put it right. Danny Elliott with a hat-trick. Everybody was magnificent. And now we got another tough game against Workshop. But we're ready for it. We'll be energised. We'll be ready. But thank you to the fans who, have been magnificent. Again, just get behind us. And when you read social media and stuff, when we lose a game at home, there's an overreaction because it's Macclesfield. Let's just be calm. When we win, let's enjoy it. And when we lose, let's just reflect. And there's reasons why we lost the game against Leek. Yeah, and now we know why. And today we've put that right. And it was a massive performance. And thank you to the Silkman fans for travelling. Thank you to everybody. I thank everybody every week. And Happy New Year to everybody.